What is up, YouTube? Your boy Dabstroyero here, setting up yet another Thrifting Throwdown episode. This time I am in my hotel room just on the outskirts of Washington, D.C., just over the Maryland border, and I've come down here to check out some of the thrift stores, the yard sales, see what I can find down here in the capital of the United States. Looks like we've got some awesome weather today, perfect weather for thrifting, so I'm really excited to get out there and try to add some games to my collection. And speaking of my collection, here's where things stand after the last Thrifting Throwdown episode. I added a ton of games, a whole massive amount of games to my collection, and you can see I'm doing pretty well. That said, I definitely want to hit the road and check out the stops in the area, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's do it.
Let me see your identification. These aren't the droids we're looking for. Move along.
That place was pretty massive. That was cool. Not a lot in terms of games. I did end up picking up 2 just for the fun of it, even though they were a little pricier than I would have liked. But lots of cool stuff to look at in there, so that was a cool stop. Let's see where we're going next. All right, so that was a bit of a bust. Didn't really have much in terms of games, but I did make one purchase. I had to buy a belt because my pants were falling down the whole time I was walking around. So now that I've got a belt, securely fastened pants, let's get back on the road. Yeah, that was to help cover this thing. All right, so I did grab those DS games. Unfortunately, the games are not in the cases, so I've only got the empty cases here. They actually gave them to me for free, though, so couldn't pass that up. And I also got a pamphlet on Jesus. So you can hear some screaming kids in the background, too. So that means it's time to get on the road.
seem real. Where do they go from? It's like the Dave & Buster's or Fleet. I showed it to Sonny from Andrea, so that was pretty funny. Yeah. Seems like a good way to make them show her we're doing something good. We have some guys like friends. Yeah.
Seeing some games here makes me want to look a little bit closer. Dude, this bookstore is awesome. This is such an amazing collection. Hi. well. I'm gonna do a quick scan of these and see if I can find anything. All right, that bookstore was cool as hell. I had such a good time looking around in there. The selection of games wasn't massive, but they did have a few cool titles, so I grabbed a few in my free tote bag they gave me. So I'll get those back to, well, I guess I'm getting them back to the hotel to look at them. I'm not going back to home base for this video. So yeah, he also said that there's another store in the same chain, like 30 minutes away, and that they have a really good video game selection. So I think there's a thrift store I was in before. So I think I'm gonna head for that other shop. Let's hit the road. That was fast. Cards.
they're good for a while.
Hey man. There's a bunch of stuff.
You know, with Cam Taylor guys, like so many of those,
Wow, yeah. We had to shove a lot of the books. I've seen a bunch of them in the room.
yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff there. Not right now.
Thank you so much.
You can use the one that has Taylor on it, the darker. Yeah. So they use the red stickers.
Oh my god, these are all PS2. There's so many to look through here. All right, so I'm down here on the floor looking at these games. Oh my gosh. All right, so just left the bookstore. That place had an amazing selection. I haven't seen a store with that large of a game selection in a while, which is really exciting because it's so much fun to look through them. At the same time, though, the reason they had a large selection is because their prices were a little bit high. Almost nothing was under $5, you know, for a game. So I did grab a few here. I also grabbed some postcards so I can send some people some postcards. Picked up a few games, like I said. I also picked up this little plastic leg for the Wii balance board, because I picked up a Wii balance board a while ago and it didn't have one of the legs. So they threw that in for free. So I spent about 20 bucks, picked up some, I think, interesting titles, but you know, we'll see when we get back and take a look. So yeah, let's get back on the road. Alrighty, here we are back at home base, and we've made it back from our Washington, D.C. trip with a sack full of goodies. Check out this sack, this haul, this tote full of video games. Cannot wait to go through it with you and show you what I got. Up first, it's only right to shout out the unspoken hero of the trip, that belt that I got at the thrift store. Held my pants up throughout the thrifting expedition. Thank you, belt. All right, that aside, let's get into the actual pickups from today. We'll start going through some of these. First thing we've got here, Diva Girls, Divas on Ice. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at the Unique Thrift Store. Oh no, actually it's got a tag on it from Wonderbook, so. Yeah, I never saw this weird game before. Figured I needed to add it to my collection for some reason, so. I think there's gonna be a theme here. A lot of these games are gonna be really questionable in terms of content. Like, for example, iToy Play. I don't think anyone wants this game. I can't even think of, you know, a reason why you'd want to play this. But I've got it now. It's in my collection. And you can see I paid $3.95 for it. And I've actually got a second copy of that same game because when I was checking out, the employee noticed that one of the copies was missing a manual, so I quick went and grabbed the other one, and then somehow in the shuffle he ended up giving me both. So I'm not even sure if I paid for both of them or not, but now I've got 2 copies of that same game. Up next, I've got Anti-Grav. You can see I paid just under $4 for this one. They didn't really do any bundle deals at the Wonderbook store, unfortunately, so it's pretty much, you know, whatever you see on the sticker, that's what you're paying for the game. Dance Dance Revolution Disney Channel. Got that one for a steal at $3. Hey, look, it's Hannah Montana and the gang. Now, I've got a few that I picked up at that church yard sale. You can see Imagine Babysitters, multiplayer playdate mode. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely not a game I can really see myself playing, but it's all for the best because I don't think the game was inside. Along with that one, we've got Imagine Fashion Designer New York. Really dirty looking case. I'm gonna have to clean this up. Looks filthy. Nintendogs Lab and Friends. I'm pretty sure I've got at least one Nintendogs game already, so this is going to get added to the pile. Pets Monkey House. All of these DS games I picked up, you can tell were some little girl's collection. I mean, certainly not a collection an adult would have, I don't think. Except for me. Another Imagine game. So we've got Imagine Fashion Party, Imagine Fashion Designer, Imagine Babysitter. Oh my god! Look what she's wearing! Next, we've got Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for PS2. $3 for this one. Oompa Loompa Doompity Dad. This remake was really bad. Fan of the original Willy Wonka. I cannot get behind the new version, though. Next, we've got Disneyland Connect Adventures. I think this is basically like just a tour of the theme park, essentially. Could be kind of interesting to play, though. Throw that over here with the Wii games. Next, I picked up Amped for $4. Xbox Original. Monster High 13 Wishes. I'll be honest, I don't even remember grabbing half these games. Sometimes I see games and I just go based on the price. So pretty much everything you're seeing here was under $4. That's actually a little bit higher than what I would normally want to pay. Typically, I'm trying to spend $1 or $2 per game. So when we get into the $3-4 range, it's like out of my price range typically. But As you can see, I was willing to spend a little bit extra because I drove so far for this trip. The gun stringer, $4. We got the Connect Sports Ultimate Collection. It includes Connect Sports and Connect Sports Season 2. Pop Star Guitar, another $3 game I picked up. The Naked Brothers Band video game. I don't know anything about this show, but I just could not imagine what this game was like. So, yeah, I had to add it to my collection. Another terrible title that's in my collection for some reason. Picked up a PS1 game, Razor Scooter video game. I never knew they made a Razor Scooter video game. So, again, pretty much when I see something weird that I've never seen before, even if it's not a special game or not really going to have any kind of intrinsic value, I have to have it. Like, why wouldn't you want a Razor Scooter video game in your collection? So, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to bust this one out at some point and bust some serious tricks, some 50-50 grinds, some Benihanas, and, you know, whatever else. And the last thing I picked up on this trip, you may have saw it in the video, leg to a Wii Fit board. So, nothing super special, but, hey, they gave it to me for free. So, can't complain about that. Alrighty, so here you can see my total haul for this Washington, D.C. trip. Clearly, there's not a lot going on in the government, but in terms of thrifting, Washington, D.C. was a success for me. I walked away with this huge pile of games, going to be adding a bunch to my collection. And speaking of my collection, here's where things stand after this week's Thrifting Throwdown adventure. As you can see, inching closer and closer to 1,000 games in my collection. I cannot believe I'm getting that close to 1,000 games. Feels like just yesterday when I started with a measly few hundred games. But that said, I want to thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date on the latest with Thrifting Throwdown and Dabstroyero, you can check me out on social media at Dabstroyero. Primarily, I will use Instagram the most, but you can check me out on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, whatever you prefer. Lastly, I want to thank you for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps you stay up to date on the channel and lets me know that you support my content, and I would really, really appreciate it. That said, leave me a comment down below if you found anything about the video interesting or want to share some of your own thrifting experiences with me. I'd love to hear about it, but other than that, stay tuned. Here's my best thrift of the day.